Okay, we're back to part 2 of the Cordless Network tape-based kit and about how to use it. We've done the setup first of all. So just to recap, we've set all the control box up and all the leads and everything. At the back of the controller is a main switch, so you turn that on and you'll always get some lights appearing on the middle and bottom row. Don't worry about that. Okay. And when you're ready to record, there's a simple thing to try and remember in your mind. Lights off at the top, and then you can record. Lights on, then you can rewind the tapes. So we're going to come on to that now, but that's just to remember. Lights off, you're going to record. Lights on, you're going to rewind. So what you do is, for every tape recorder, and we've put them on the base stands that are actually in the suitcase to make it easier for you to see. So when you're ready to record, you give your phones out, your odd numbers to one group and your evens to the other group. So your 1s and 3s and 5s and so on, and then your 2s, 4s, 6s to the other group. And what you do is you make sure you put record and play on every tape recorder at the same time. Now, as I said in the earlier one, we've only set up 2 tape recorders here, but you will probably have 6, because for every tape recorder there are 2 phones. Okay, so 1 and 2 plays to tape recorder 1. Phones 3 and 4 play to tape recorder 2. So what we're going to do is now make a call. So before you ask your trainees and delegates to make a call, you must make sure that the top row lights are off and that all your tape recorders are set to record and play. And just a little tip is, on these silver tape recorders, make sure that the little dial is pointing upwards to 12 o'clock and that the little grey button here is pushed up and not down. So when you're ready, you ask your trainees to make their calls. Press green and then their opposite number. So on this occasion it's 1 to 2. And it rings the other person, and that they start talking to each other. Now obviously they're going to be separated. They might be at the other end of the room from each other or in separate rooms. This kit can normally go about 20 metres from each other. So once they're engaged, what you'll see is that the tape recorder is now going round. And you'll also see on the control box, although it may be too hard for you to see there, that the calling phone is number 1 and the receiving phone is number 2. So we're going hello 1 2 3 4 5. We're just going to do a quick hello 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 in the phone. And when the 2 people stop, if you look at the tape recorder now, and I push red on my phones, when the last person's finished, the tape recorder will stop. It's going to stop there now. Okay, when they start their role play again, it will start the tape recorder, and when they stop, it will stop the tape recorder. Simple. And what you'll find is that all your tape recorders will start moving around as people start speaking to each other. And when they put all their phones down, press red on their phones, then the tape recorders will stop. So when they've all finished, while they're all going hello hello, oh my goodness, how did I sound, your job is just to press stop on all the tape recorders. Stop, 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 stop. And then while they're talking, this is when you come into pressing all your red lights for all the tape recorders. And you're going to rewind each tape, back to the beginning. Probably for the purposes of this, of your course, you're just going to rewind each time back to the beginning of the tape. That's what most trainers do. So rewind back to the beginning of the tape. Okay, and then you're ready for them to actually hear their phone calls. What you do is you ask them to press green on their tape recorders, on their phones. So I'm just going to use phone 1 for now to show you. So they press green and you press play. And down their phones they'll hear the recording. And I'll obviously do that with number 2 as well. So this is the recording that I was making earlier when I was talking to you, that's being heard down the phones. So just to recap that, if I go back to the beginning, that's where we've been. We've stopped the tape. Then I'm going to go into red for all of the different tape recorders. I'm going to press stop and play, because I want to now play the call. And I press green on my phones and they can hear the call down the phone. Okay, so everyone will be listening to all of their calls. Now, if for some reason that you would like one couple to be heard through the loudspeaker, then this is where the bottom row comes into its own. What you will decide is that you'll say who's on phone 1 and 2, and it might be John or Alice. You say, John and Alice, can we listen to your phone call? And you come to number 1, because number 1 is related to the tape recorder that they're on, and you push the loudspeaker on and then you play.
When the 2 people stop, if you look at the tape recorder now,
and it can be played through the loudspeaker. So I won't play that too loudly, but you get the idea that you can put your loudspeaker on. I think for the purposes of the course that you're involved in, chances are that you'll just be playing the call back down the phones to the couples rather than through the loudspeaker. But that's what that's for if you need it. And there are instructions in the user guide for it. So when they're finished, then rewind your tape recorders. Rewind. Ready for the next role play. Push all your lights off. Press record and play on all your tape recorders, and you're ready to start again. Press green. I'm going to press 1 and 2. That will ring number 2. But equally, just to show you, if we press 3, we'll ring 4. And they will engage, and tape recorder 2 is recording their particular call. And when everyone's finished speaking, it turns the tape recorder off. Okay? And when you come to play the call back, stop the tape recorder, press your red buttons and rewind the tape and play the recorder and let them listen through the green. And that's about how you use the Cordless Network tape-based kit. When you've finished at the end of your course, for the purposes, really important that you make sure that you turn the phones off. So just press red on the phones and you'll see that the display's disappeared, and make sure you put them instantly back behind the divider. If you don't do that, then you'll end up with your next trainer after you having dead phones, or if you've set it up the day before and then you've just left the phones and switched everything off, you'll have no phones. So it's really important that you make it your business to switch all your phones off at the end of the working day, and then you will have some charge on there for the following day. But generally speaking, what I would suggest is that when you come in the morning, you put your phones on the base units, just so that they're charging. When people go out at lunchtime, put them back on the bases, and at the end of the working day, you switch them off like we've shown you. There are full instructions in the user guides, and there will be a quick setup for the sort of run through that we've done here. And you've got your contact details should you need us. Thanks very much.